Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. We are going to do a little something special. I'm going to do astrological readings for you, water signs. We will be doing, the time frame will be now through August 15th, mid-August. And I will break it down by each of you, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, in the reading. I do ask if one of you can timestamp down below in the comments. I would really appreciate it because I will not have time to go back and listen to everyone's readings and timestamp everything. But I'm already going to be in a time crunch getting them all recorded and posted for you. So if you can do that for me, that would be a huge help for me and all of the other fellow subscribers and listeners. So thank you. Hopefully you are all doing well with the new moon eclipse energies that we're going through right now. It's going to pass soon. It will soon be over. Just hang in there. Many thanks to everyone for subscribing, commenting, liking the videos, sharing them. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. I always tell people how I'm blessed because all of my subscribers and followers, you guys are all so positive and supportive and loving and kind to me as well as each other, and I do really appreciate that. I have prayed over the cards, shuffled them. I did ask that each of you receives at least one message. Do keep in mind, it's for a large number of people. So if you listen, it's not really resonating, go ahead and listen to your moon or your rising sign. You might be able to get more information in those. For those of you that are interested in the cards are out because when I prayed and shuffled them, they started popping out. So I did like I did with the last group, fire signs, I just laid them out as they were coming out. If you are interested in the cards, we are using today the Akashic Tarot. We're using the messages from the guides, the Gateway Oracle cards, the Soul's Journey cards, as well as the Mystical Shaman Oracle cards. If I'm told, I do have my Dorian Virtue Archangel Michael cards here. If the angels say we need to pull one of those, we will. And if we need clarifiers, I have my Lenormands available as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have the camera. Who's first? Okay. Pisces, you're first. Okay. So I do have the camera situated close enough that you should be able to see the cards, so I don't have to pick them all up for you. We are starting to lose a little daylight, so hopefully that won't matter, as long as you don't have too much of a glare. Oh, perfect, Pisces. Look at how well this is going to lay out. Yeah. Okay. So what we have is your central issue, which you're refusing to acknowledge or see, and then what the angels are recommending that you do in order to move forward, to make it to the other side of this situation, to get to the next chapter. Okay. So you have the Witness. Now this is the last card in this deck. So for a number of you, you are actually coming to a completion, a culmination of something. You've been working toward it for a very long time, but you're finally done. You're finally over. It has been a long time coming. You are finally at that point. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. She's got this like eye and it's illuminated. She's got all these horns. So you're there. You are finally there. But this card is also about, observing things without taking action. Because if we can sit back and we can be still, we can have that calmness come over us. We can look at things objectively so that we can respond in a better fashion, so that we can make better choices. Because if we don't sit back and just observe like the Witness of things, we can jump in and make rational or irrational decisions and choices. So, but some of you have come to that point where you finally are at a state of calm and at a state of balance. And because of that, this card's also about, getting out of our way so that things can happen, so that we can watch what we've been trying to create unfold, so we can watch things come to a culmination. So many of you are at the point of having your wishes come true, your dreams come true. It has required a lot of digging deep, really looking at things. But for a lot of you, because you're at this end point, you're at a point where you kind of need some support. And because for some of you, you're kind of like feeling alone. So for some of you, this is like a divorce. And you're needing like some moral supportive friends. You're needing some people to be there for you. Some of you, it's a divorce, maybe there was some cheating, and you know, you question loyalty. But you've got this completion. You've got this ending happening. Now, as far as, but they are saying you finally are at the light at the end of the tunnel. It's almost over. For many of you, okay, they're saying most of you, it will be over. Whatever this is that you're ending, concluding, the culmination, it will be ending this month, between now and the 15th of August. Yay! Now, as far as what it is that you are not wanting to see or acknowledge, you've got the Two of Forces, and that says the willow. Now, you see there's this beautiful, vibrant, weeping willow tree, and it has all this illumination. Now, it has this red cardinal above it. Red cardinals are all about strength, power, stepping into our power. You know, this willow tree, it is firm, it is strong, it is tall, it's flexible, it can bend with the storms, but not be broken. It has deep roots so that it can withstand storms. It can withstand the turbulence. Many of you, it's been a very difficult, turbulent time. But look, the clouds are clearing. Things are clearing away. Things are starting to become brighter. You're starting to have clarity. This is also about, you know, standing confidently and firmly in our truth, standing up for ourselves, allowing things to unfold, not fighting things. So for some of you, you haven't really wanted this ending to happen. Okay, because they're saying there's two sides. So there's one side of you where you've really not wanted things to end. For some of you, it could be fears for monetary reasons that you haven't wanted things to end. So you've tried to keep things in check. You've tried to keep things from ending. You've tried to keep the status quo. And for some, it is definitely a divorce for some, because you have the Hierophant. At the bottom, it says Angel of Blessings. Now, this card, it's all about, you know, that he has the gates and the keys to heaven at his feet. This is about tradition, religion, marriages, education. But he is bestowing blessings to these angels that are here at the bottom of the cards, giving them gifts. This card is indicative of a gateway, you know, the opening of a new door, a new chapter, a new development in our life. So for some of you, this is all about, you know, also getting the support that we need, because he's supporting them, he's helping them, he's guiding them, but getting the support that we need in order to move forward into that new chapter, that new start, to take that new step. And again, these cards are about, you know, what is it that you're refusing to see or acknowledge or look at. So for some of you, that is knowing that this is over. For some, this is about also taking back your power and being confident, standing up for the things that you desire. As this comes to a culmination, so you can move into the next chapter. For some of you, there is help that's needed. So for some of you, it may be a judge making the, you know, dissolution, the divorce, doing the divorce proceedings, but needing their help, the support that you need to close this chapter so you can start the next chapter. But this is a gateway. This is moving into the new. Because you see the cardinals flying into the future, flying free, leaving this behind. For some of you, you have had difficulty leaving this behind because you have put in a lot of work and effort and time trying to build a foundation, settling your roots. I mean, you grew and you've been working on this, for some of you, for many years. But it's not just love, they're saying. You know, for some it is love, it is a divorce, it is a breakup. But for others, it's a situation that chapter's closing, that chapter's over and it's done. But it has been something that's been a long time coming, something that you have invested in heavily. Could be a work situation. But you're finally being freed from that. Now, as far as As far as what the angels are recommending that you do this month, you have 3 cards. You have flying free, and at the bottom it says, I unfurl my wings and fly. They're encouraging you to fly. It's time for you to fly. It's time for you to spread your wings. It's time to release any restrictions, any limitations that you have put on yourself. For some of you, it's time to really just get out there and also just enjoy life again. Because this closure, this culmination has been so heavy, you have not been enjoying life. You haven't been getting out there. You haven't been having fun. This is also about escaping the mundane, the monotonous, everyday, boring things of normal life, the normal routine, like getting out of your box to do things differently, to have an adventure. You see, she's holding on and she's enjoying the adventure. So for some, get out, have fun, do things, enjoy things, step out of doing things from the normal. For others, allow yourself to be free of this person, of this situation. Allow yourself to move in the other direction. Some of you are fearful of doing that because you have let go of ego. You know, ego is all about our physical side, particularly the material side, our monetary things, you know, driving the right car, living in the right neighborhood, right, you know, residing in the right house. For some of you, you've been hesitant in allowing this divorce, this separation out of fear of, okay, well, you know, am I still going to be able to drive my Lexus? Am I still going to be able to be in this neighborhood? What are people going to think of me? And for some, it's not even coming from like an ego stance, but you know, you're used to and you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, a certain way of living. You know, how am I going to be able to maintain that lifestyle? How am I going to be able to continue to do this? For some of you, where it's not a divorce, but maybe you're leaving one career and you're going into a totally new career. And you're like, okay, well, the last career that I've done that for 15 years. You know, I'm really good in marketing and communications. I've done that for so long, but oh, well, now I'm going into and I'm starting a yoga practice, or I'm opening up an arts center. So how am I going to be able to make the money that I made? Because I made 6 digits for a very long time. And now what if I'm only going to make like 50,000? How am I going to live off of that? That's why you've been fearful of letting go, allowing that chapter to close to move into the next. But they're encouraging you to not allow that to keep you from moving forward, because the career, the relationship situation you've been in, you have been feeling stuck in that. It hasn't been fulfilling you. Now the card adversity, that says, I accept the challenge. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So we all face adversity in all different things. What they're saying with this card, many of you are really feeling alone. They're asking that you reach out to friends, that you reach out to family, that you reach out to your soul family so you're not feeling alone. Because for some of you, you're venturing out spiritually, you're venturing out into a new career field. Now, it doesn't have to be a career field that's spiritually based. For some of you, it is. But you're just also reaching into a new career that fulfills you, that makes you happy. You're tired of feeling dead on the inside. But you're doing it all on your own. They're encouraging you to reach out for help, because that will make it a little easier. Because for some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like there's just, because adversity doesn't mean necessarily someone's against you, out to get you. It's just challenges, hurdles. You do feel as though there are challenges and hurdles to, you know, okay, well, as soon as this chapter closes and it's over, how do I move into the next chapter? You are surrounded by a lot of help and a lot of assistance to help get you there. Allow them to help you. Allow your friends, your family, those who love you, to help you. For those of you that are stepping into a spiritual thing, you feel kind of like you're on your own. You're not. They're encouraging you to get out there and meet new people. Take a spiritual class in your area. Go to a drumming circle. Because there's a lot of different drumming circles that people are having all around the world in different areas. But go to those and meet some new people, so that you're not feeling as though you're on your own and you're having to take care of everything on your own. Because it's tied to some of this is, not having, you're not wanting things to close and move forward because you're feeling alone. You don't feel like you have support, and you need the support. You need the help to help you proceed forward into this next chapter, because this door is closing. You've just been hesitant and fearful about it closing because, okay, well, where do I go from here? You, Pisces, are going into something amazing and beautiful. So allow people to help you with that because they want to, because you are loved. So on to Cancer. Okay, so what does Cancer have? Let's see. And you guys are a group, I believe we're going to have to, because you have quite a few of these cards. Yeah. Okay, let me see what you've got first. Okay. Okay, well, I'll spread those out as we work our way down there. What this is we have the central issue, what you are refusing to acknowledge or see, and then we have what the angels are recommending that you do in order to make it to the other side or to get through this situation. Now, Cancer, haven't you had a relationship that you... Okay, Archangel Michael's saying yes. Okay. There's been a relationship that needs to end for a while. You haven't ended that yet, have you? Okay, Archangel Michael said no. No, you haven't, but okay, the time has come. Okay. So what we have is we have the circle. Now, this is all about, you know, everything coming full circle. You know, life is a bunch of cycles. It's the ebb and flow of life. Things start, they flourish, they grow, then they die, you know, for winter, for rebirth in the spring. Things always change. Nothing is ever the same. Nothing is ever static. You are coming to a closure, to a cycle ending. But again, for most of you, it is a relationship ending. It's time. But this card's also about, you know, being encouraged. You see all these hands, you know, they've got their hands in the pot, they've got the hands in it, they're helping create things. You're being encouraged to co-create this reality because for those of you that this is a relationship that's been on, they're saying like this ending has been hovering, like delayed for months. And many of you, it's because you've just been waiting. Now, for some of you, you've been hoping things would change. You've been wanting it to work, so you haven't brought it to a close. But this is speaking up to bring it to a closure. Because this card also is about, you know, it reminds us when we are meant to understand the importance of a lesson, the importance of letting something go, allowing the old to go, allowing this situation, the relationship, that has decayed, that is to a point of toxicity or it's not good for us, allowing that to fall away so that we can get new, so we can start fresh, so we can start the cycle back over. Because when a tree's leaves die, they fall off so that it can grow new, it can have something new. They're trying to bring you something new, a relationship that will stand the test of time. But in order for them to do that, you have to allow this relationship that you're in to fall away. They're also saying it's time, because, you know, Native Americans, they like to dance. Very, you know, ceremonial. They get the drums, they get into dancing. It's time for you to dance and enjoy life again. But by doing so, bringing closure to this situation. Let me pull some Lenormands in case there's something else tied to this other than... Of course not. And bridge. Okay. So Cancers, for many of you, this is about a relationship. So you have been in a committed relationship. So you've got the ring, and you have coffin, and you have birds. So this really is about the ending of a relationship. And some of you have been fearful of having that conversation because, the birds, it's about conversations. It's all about an unattached couple. But you haven't had the conversation. So some of you are even on a break in the relationship at this point. You still are in a committed relationship. You haven't officially broken up, but the reason it hasn't officially ended yet is because you haven't had the conversation with them yet. You haven't officially ended things, because some of you, they are saying that you are in a break, or you live at a distance from each other, so you aren't communicating with each other. It's making it easier to stall, to delay this ending. When I said the bridge was the next thing, they're saying it's time to cross that bridge. It's time to have that conversation. It's time to end it. Which is why they were encouraging you to help with that, because a lot of you are really stressed and upset. Because these 3 cards that are the, refusing to acknowledge, see, you have the Sands of Time. And this is all about, time is of the essence. The time has come. This is about, letting you know it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to take action in completing this cycle, to having the closure. After a number of delays. You see, he's just standing here staring at the clock. So many of you have just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And the reason you've been waiting is because you really have hoped things would work out. For some of you, they're saying it's almost like you put all your eggs in one basket with this person that you were in a relationship with, because there's all these scrolls in this basket. So you put all your eggs in this basket because you're not, what? They look good on paper. By God, I'm going to make this work. Come hell or high water, this is going to work. But it's not meant to, it's not fulfilling your heart. It's a loveless relationship. And not to say that you haven't had fun and you haven't enjoyed their company, but it doesn't have that depth. Because this isn't the Knight of Cups. It's the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So you've enjoyed each other's company. You have. But even you, your heart wasn't all in it. You would like to have something deep. They do want to bring you a soulmate, a divine relationship, someone that you truly, deeply connect with. Because if you look at this, it's the Knight of Pentacles, and at the bottom it says trust. This card is, it's about trust, it's stability, it's growth. This Knight of Pentacles, he's someone who is trustworthy, he's honest, he's loyal, he's faithful. He's the person that you can be in a solid relationship with and build something with. And stability is very important to you. And you see how this angel, he has his arm wrapped around this bull. Bulls are, stubborn as a bull. So for some of you, you've been in this relationship with this person and he's been stubborn. You've been trying to pull him in. You've been trying to lasso him in. See, he's got this straw. You've been trying to lure him in. I'm going to get him hooked. Hook, bait, and snake. Just pull him in. Hook, bait, sinker. They're saying pull him in. Almost like when you're fishing. You're like, okay, I've got a good one on the hook. I'm pulling him in for the win. You've been trying to pull him or her in for the win. You've been trying to lock this relationship down because this person, on paper, he's everything. Everything that you're looking for. For a number of you, he's very well set financially. And you're like, well, this is a good one. This is a good catch. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to lure him in. I'm going to offer him some straw. Now, come on, big boy. Come this way. You've been trying to lock it in, but it hasn't been working. You've been trying to build something with them, but it hasn't been working. We've got the Nine of Swords, and at the bottom it says stress. And this is about stress, anxiety, worries, insomnia, nightmares. In traditional tarot, this is a card where this older woman, this widow, she's sitting upright in her bed in the middle of the night because she lost her husband. She lost the person who takes care of her. She doesn't know how she's going to be able to provide for herself and take care of herself now that he's gone. Now what happens with my finances? I'm all alone. And she just can't sleep. She's stressed and freaking out about it. That's what this card is. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to lose them. This is all about stress that also builds up over time and needs to be relieved. Things be hashed out. It's also overthinking things. Now again, these 3 cards are, what is it that you're refusing to see or acknowledge? So what they're saying is you haven't been wanting to see that the time has come to end this relationship, end this stressful situation, because it has caused you a lot of stress. You've been trying very hard to make this work. Many of you, you have been going above and beyond, doing everything you can, offering him or her everything you can to lure them in, make this happen. They're saying lock in the deal. You've been trying to lock in the deal. So for some of you, you've been putting even pressure on them to get engaged. Yeah. They're saying some of you, you've even given them an ultimatum. Really trying to pull them in. And some of you are really frustrated because you're like, dang, they're so stubborn. They just won't do it. What else do I need to do to get them in, get them hooked, get them locked in? But you're not going to be able to lock them in because you're not meant to. Your team wants to bring you someone else. Someone that you're not just locking in because they look good on paper and they may help you financially, but someone that also sets your heart on fire. Someone that's the whole package. They want to bring you the whole package. And they don't want to bring you a knight. They want to bring you a king. Like, that's the full enchilada. That's what you really want. They want to bring you that. They can't bring you that until you allow this person to go. And they're saying what you are refusing to see is that the time has come to end it because it's not going to work. It's not meant to work. And I hope, Cancers, that you're able to do that this month. Because they're saying that it won't take very long at all because, again, life is cycles. As soon as this one ends, girls, ladies, as soon as this relationship ends, they are going to bring someone new in for you immediately. Immediately. They said that they've been trying to do that for you for some time now. They're asking that you allow them, that you trust. You trust that God's not going to take this person away and leave you alone. They're going to bring you someone so much better for you. And for many of you, they are going to bring you this amazing divine partner that's like this soulmate that, oh my gosh, they just rock your world. They're meant to be. They're everything that you're looking for. Not just on the financial side, they're good, but they're everything. So I hope that you can have the courage to have that, because they're saying it's just a conversation that you need to have with the person at this point. You both are emotionally done. You both are ready for it to end. They're saying you don't have to worry about it being a difficult conversation because he's ready for it to be over or she's ready for it to be over as well. It actually will be a fairly calm conversation. Okay. If you can remain calm. Okay. We'll get to that in 1 second. So you have, starting off, these are the things that the angels are recommending that you do this month. Actually, we're done with these. Let's move these so you can see all of these. Because the angels have a lot to share with you, Cancers. They're trying to set you up for something awesome. Okay, make sure you see those. Okay. Cultivating prosperity. At the bottom it says, the abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. So they are encouraging you this month to start planting seeds elsewhere. Because the seeds that you've been trying to plant with this person have been falling on barren ground. Dead ground. They're not going to grow. They're not going to take root. It's time to start planting elsewhere for your abundance, for your prosperity, for things to grow, for things to develop, for things to evolve. For those of you that have been really wanting to get married, for you to get into a relationship with someone where that is going to happen. You have embracing the future. And you see this woman, she's walking through this doorway, moving into the next chapter of her life. At the bottom it says, I step into the future with an open heart. So for many of you, because you have tried a lot to get this to work, they're encouraging you to allow this door to close, allow this chapter to close, so that you can move forward with someone else, move forward in a new chapter, but to do so with your heart open, to not close your heart because, oh my gosh, well, I tried with him and nothing worked. It didn't go anywhere. I was trying to drag that bull across the farm and he just refused. So why would I open my heart to someone else? And open your heart to someone else. They're saying that for many of you, you'll be surprised at how quickly you will have the one that you're meant to be with come into your life. But they're saying allow yourself to move forward into that new chapter. Allowing this person to fall away. Now, the next card we have is this calm is not a weakness. So what they were saying was with the calm, when you have that conversation, because again, the only thing that is not, this relationship is not over, it's just because you haven't had the conversation with them yet to end it. It is over emotionally with both of you. You both, it's not making you happy. You've not wanted to acknowledge that it's not working, but you know deep down it's not working. And deep down, if you were to have quiet time with yourself, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I need to just call this quits. It's just the conversation that needs to be had. So they're encouraging you to remain calm when you have the conversation. Because water signs, you know, we get emotional. I'm a Scorpio. We get emotional about things, especially if we put a lot of time and effort in and put all of our love and our effort into something and it's not come about, even if we're not happy, and you're not happy in this relationship. You're not. That's why God and the angels, they want to bring you something amazing that will fulfill you. They're saying that you've been putting on a front like it's been making you happy, so all your friends and family think that's an amazing relationship, but it's not. But they want to bring you a relationship where you don't have to fake it till you make it. It just is. It's like curling your toes and making you joyful in all areas. But because you have invested so much, allow yourself to just stay in a state of calm when you're having that conversation. It'll make it a little bit easier. Archangel Gabriel saying to call on Archangel Gabriel, call on her to have that conversation when that time comes. For some of you, that conversation will be within the next week. It could be as soon as this weekend, they're saying. Now, for some of you, okay, good. So this means there are some of you out there that this is not just love. Okay, so calm is not a weakness. So you'll have your movers and shakers, your type A personalities that end up being the senior VPs and the executives in the companies. But to make it to that very high level where you're making that high dollar income, you know, you got to be movers and shakers. Or if you're, you know, selling tons of real estate or pharmaceuticals, or, you know, you're in a sales role, you are busting your hump. You make a lot of money, but you're doing nothing but working all the time. Causes a lot of stress in your life. You know, happiness and inner peace and joy are much more important to us than having a lot of money, than the financial abundance. Money doesn't bring us happiness. We can't take money with us on the other side. You know, we can make a ton of money, but we can still be unhappy. So for some of you, you are working very hard because they're saying, so taking these. So for some of you, you're looking at changing careers. Or, you know, this career, so this thing that's coming to a close, that's over, is this career that you've been in that has been very financially prosperous for you. And it's coming to a close. But you have, the thing that you have refused to acknowledge and such is that it's time to leave that career, allow that to be over. And you haven't been wanting to do that because stability, money, finances, it is very important to you. You're very stressed. Where will I be financially? So for some of you, your heart is calling you to go into a totally unrelated career field where you're thinking, well, how am I going to be able to take care of myself? How am I going to be able to support myself? Am I going to be able to still have this lifestyle that I like? So you've been stressing about it and you've been worried about it, even though your soul is calling you to leave this career, to leave this job, to start something new. Your biggest worry is the money, the finances. But they're encouraging you to not worry about that. You will have abundance. This even says here, the abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. So by planting these seeds with a new career, a new business venture, something that's not going to just suck the life out of you all the time, where you're just constantly working and stressing to make money, but you're actually enjoying your life and still making, you're saying that you won't have any financial worries. Yes, you are going to initially have less than what you do at this time, but at the same time, you'll bring your life into a state of balance and joy. So it's not, you're just working yourself to death. And that's not a weakness. They're saying that's why it's not a weakness. Because for some, you know, sometimes we'll get accustomed to driving a certain car, being in a certain neighborhood, and you know, what if people think I failed, or I'm not doing that well because now suddenly I have to trade my Benz in for a Corolla. They'll think I've failed, I'm weak, I'm not doing that good, but that is not true. You will find you have much more fulfillment doing this job that your soul is calling you to do. It will really fulfill you. Because for some of you, you're miserable, they're saying, going to this job that you've been going to. Now, be yourself. This card's all about, sometimes we'll try really hard to fit in. So for some of you, you've been trying to fit in with this person you've been trying to build a relationship with. You're different people. So maybe you're into totally different music. Maybe you're into, R&B and, they're into jazz. Or maybe they're into heavy metal rock and you're into country. And they have, maybe they're Republican and you're a Democrat. Maybe you're an atheist and they're Christian, vice versa. But you're total opposites. And not in just one area, but in, they're saying all or most areas, you are total polar opposites of each other. And you have been putting, in an effort to make this relationship work, in an effort to lock this in, to bring this big old bull in, get him locked in, get him to put a ring on it, you have not been true to yourself. You have been trying to make yourself fit his image or her image. So for some of you, maybe they're a big sports fanatic and maybe you can't stand sports, but then suddenly you're acting like, oh, I just love basketball and I love to golf and I love to do all these things, when really you don't like them at all. Or maybe they're a big outdoorsman and you're like, oh my gosh, how long am I going to be able to fake the fact that I don't like to walk outside and get stung by mosquitoes and eaten up? But you have been putting this front on for a very long time to keep this person in a relationship. Hiding your true feelings, hiding your true self, out of fear of not being accepted, out of fear of having this, Miss Allie, having this relationship not work. But they're encouraging you to be who you are. You're amazing. You don't need to make yourself fit a mold with someone else. They're saying, for those of you that this is a breakup, that's even further confirmation for you that this is not the right person for you, because you haven't been able to be yourself with them. You haven't. We don't want to be in a relationship with someone, and we won't be able to be in a relationship long-term with someone that is the total opposite of us, and we have to fake who we are. Because deep down, ultimately, that will drive a wedge, and it could cause resentment. Because you at a soul level, you're making your soul feel like you're not good enough. There's something, you have to be different. But you don't have to, because you're amazing just as you are. It's just allowing the time for God to bring in that person who matches you, who you can be who you are with them, and they're going to love you and think you're amazing, because they will. Where you'll enjoy the same activities, you'll be on the same page in all areas. But what they're saying is, with this month, so they're saying you haven't been sharing your true feelings with this person. Because, they were saying that you're not happy. You're not. So have that conversation and just honestly share that. I had fun. I did. I enjoyed this. It was a good time. But, it's really not working for me either. That will also help you have a calm conversation, because if you look like that, it's really just not. I'm not happy. It's not been working. We're not on the same page. We don't want the same thing. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same beliefs. Allow yourself to share that. And the last card we have is friendship. Let me see if I can read it with no glare. It says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So they're asking that you allow your friends to help you during this time in this breakup, because for some of you, when you do have that conversation in the relationship, you will, we all go through sadness and heartbreak when we go through a breakup, but allow your friends to support you and love you and help you get through this time, because they will help you. Okay, and last is Scorpios. Okay. So, Scorpios, let's see what you have. Okay, I'm not going to be able to spread these out completely, but when we get to them, just so I see what's going on. Oh, wow. Well, Scorpios, looks like you're finally going to have some good stuff coming in after your turbulent times that you've been having. Okay, so we have the central issue, what you're refusing to acknowledge or see, and then what the angels are recommending you do this next month in order to make it through this situation, make it to the other side. Okay. So you have wind, and you also have fire for your central issue. Now, wind is all about, communications, thought, but it's about change, big change. Now, for a number of you, this changes with regards to your vision, with regards to your purpose. For some, it's a change in trust, trusting someone. For some of you, it could be a change in trusting a fire sign. Because I don't know if you can see it, but there's this heart in there. So for some of you, you could be a twin flame, and your twin flame could be a fire sign. And there's going to be a change where you don't trust him or her, and things will shift rapidly, and you'll be able to trust them again. But this is about, having the courage to face the wind, having the courage to allow these changes to happen, allowing ourselves to go in a new direction. It's also about changing our mind about something. And they're saying about doing an about face and going in a totally different direction. So this is the second to last card in this deck. The last card is 64. What sign? One of the signs just had that. Okay, so Pisces had that. That's the last card. This is the second to last card in the deck. So you are within, okay, so they're saying for some of you are like within days of having a culmination, an ending. So you're going to be ending one chapter of your life, and you are instantaneously going to go into a new chapter. So they're saying your life is about to go into a complete transformation from your life being one way to being a totally different way. And that's why they were saying it's like an about face. So when you're in the military and you do an about face, you're facing forward, you do this snazzy little movement, and suddenly you're facing behind you. Total opposite what your life is today, it will not be. They're saying like overnight. It's going to transform overnight. And they're saying it's not one thing, but like your entire life is going to change overnight for you. You have fire, and fire is, fire will consume everything that it touches. It'll just engulf it, set it up in flames. But it does that because it transforms everything. So you are going to be fully stepping into the fire, fully stepping into the flames, so that your entire life is transformed, and that so you will be able to rise up from the flame, rise up from the ashes like the phoenix, because you have gone through a lot. So for some of you, you have careers ending, you have businesses, you're ending business, you're making huge changes in your life. But they're saying for some of you, you're going to be setting your life on fire. Because it's been a lot of struggles and a lot of challenges getting to this point. Now you're finally to this point, and it transforms overnight. They keep saying over and over, it's going to literally, they're saying you don't, okay, so they're saying you don't believe them. Because a lot of you, Scorpios, are very intuitive. They're the psychics of the zodiac. You don't believe that it's going to change that rapidly, but they want you to know it is. Get ready. They're saying like, hold on to your hats, get ready. Because for a number of you, for most of you, this is actually going to be happening this month. But for some of you, this is going to be happening within the next 1 to 2 weeks, they're saying. But it's a total change in direction, everything. You could go from being in one career to being in the next career. You could go from being single to being in a relationship with your twin flame. Because for those of you that this is, because it is two sides. So for some of you, it is a, change in your purpose. So you're doing one type of career and suddenly you're doing something totally different. Or you've been working for a company and suddenly you're venturing out into your own business. For others of you, see, she's by herself. You're by yourself and bam, you're in a relationship with your twin flame. Out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere. Interesting. Because what these two cards are what you refuse to see or acknowledge. You have the Five of Roses, it's the garden. You got this little boy playing and little girls playing. In this deck, this often talks about children. Children that you have, children that you will be having in the future. But they're saying that this is about, allowing things to unfold the way that they will. Because children don't worry about things. They don't try to force things. They just bumble along and play and enjoy life, and they have a state of optimism, and they're very trusting, and they just allow things to unfold divinely. And then they enjoy marveling at the magic as it unfolds. And with that, you have the Six of Cups, and at the bottom it says support. It is support, it's karma, it's memories, because it talks about how the past brings pleasant memories. It brings joy when reminiscing. Even when looking at the past and things aren't perfect, but you still loved. You were loved. You did love. This can be about the past with someone that you have a karmic past with, that you could know them from a past life. But this can also be speaking about, an unexpected visitor or an unexpected message that you will be receiving. Okay, so for many of you, they are saying, because Scorpios, you are all about jumping in and getting it done. Because this thing that you've been working on, bringing to a closure, you have been working really hard to bring it to a closure. They're saying that you have arrived at the point that there's nothing that you need to do. You haven't wanted to accept that. You're constantly thinking, what do I need to do now? Who do I need to call? Who do I need to write? What do I need to do? What type of pots do I need to stir to get things done? Get this moving forward, get this finished. There is nothing you need to do at this point. All you need to do at this point is allow it to happen. Allow things to unfold. You will be receiving some information in the immediate future that is unexpected. So for some of you, whatever it is that you've been trying to close, culminate, maybe you have been wanting to start your own business and you've been trying to get funding and financing so you can leave this career that you've been in. And all of a sudden the lenders come through unexpectedly. Maybe you've been declined for finances, and suddenly out of nowhere, a lender that you sent your business plan to out of nowhere contacts you and says, okay, we're all in. We're going to send you the funds that you want, and we'll even give you some excess. But they're saying you just need to allow. You're really at the point you don't need to push anything else. You don't need to fight anything else. You simply need to allow it to happen. Allow it to unfold. Now, for some of you, this is something tied to your twin. That you just need to allow as well. Because you see, two of them are in a garden. They're innocent. They're saying just some of you will get an unexpected message from him or her this month. And allow it to happen. Just allow it to unfold. They're saying also, because they were saying for some of you, this is a total change in trusting. So for some of you, when things fell apart and, he left, because for those of you, this is a twin flame thing. You already know each other. You haven't been talking. For some of you, you haven't been talking for many months. Or they're saying a year and a half, 2 years. But you haven't been talking. And what happened has made you doubt whether or not you can trust him. He may have gone to be with someone else. You may have doubted his sincerity. So when he shows up unexpectedly or reaches out to you unexpectedly, that's why they're saying there's going to be some total transformation in your trusting him or her. But allow it to unfold. They're saying allow him or her to prove themselves. See, he's got this. What is he playing with there? Almost like it's not a bone arrow, but Okay, that's funny. So they're comparing it to Cupid with his bow and arrow. So when he comes back, he's going to be a totally new person. He's going to be coming in with his bow and arrow to prove to you his love, prove that he is worthy, prove that he is trustworthy. He's going to be coming back in to prove that to you. So just allow him to prove that to you. And also allow the past to go. Allow the past to fall away. Okay. Now, as far as what the angels are recommending that you do this month, actually, we'll go ahead and get rid of these. We're done with those. We're in the final stretch. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So, wow. You guys are the best reading so far. This is awesome. Okay. There's nothing that you have to do other than be happy and joyful. So you have expecting miracles. And at the bottom it says, miracles are blossoming in my life. You see how these hands are open to receive. Just open up to receive. You have miracles and blessings coming to you. You are the phoenix. You have been down in the dirt and the mud, the muck. You've been going through hell, Scorpios, for quite some time. Jesus is saying that he's sorry for all the suffering that you've had to go through and the things that you've had to endure. You will see why things had to transpire and happen the way that they did. Some of you will see why things had to play out the way they did within the next month to 2 months. But just to continue to have faith. They are bringing you miracles. Like they were saying, for some of you, you're going to be receiving those within the next week to 2 weeks. Most of you will be receiving them this month. That's why they're telling you, get ready. It's coming. For most, it's coming this month. Be open to receiving the miracles. You see, there's like this lotus flower. Lotus flowers, they grow in muddy, murky, icky water. They are in the poo storm and they just rise up out of it. You have been going through the murk, the mud. You've been in the trenches. It has been rough. It has been rough. You all deserve an award for what you've been going through. But you are about to rise up out of it. You are not only the phoenix rising out of the ashes, you are the lotus flower rising up to bloom and blossom above the murky, muddy, nasty water. All you have to do is open up, Scorpios, and receive it. Trust and have faith that miracles, God is bringing you these miracles, because God is. Now, these two things are tied. Okay, they want to end with those. Okay, these two are tied together. Put those there. Be of service. So for many of you, you are doing some form, okay, because they're saying a large number of you guys are twin flames. You're twins. You have these spiritual things, these spiritual gifts. They're encouraging you to just focus on that. It's be of service. So focus on giving your time to focus on your spiritual work, your spiritual practice. Maybe you're wanting to, start teaching yoga or something. Just, start teaching some yoga classes. Focus on that. Stop focusing on how to, if you get to hear my stomach grumbling, sorry, I'm starving. When I'm done with you guys, I'm going to eat. Instead of focusing on what you need to do to bring this to a closure and ending, focus your efforts on doing things for others, doing yoga classes, doing readings. For those of you, it's not even spiritually tied, just being of service is, any act of kindness and love and compassion that you can do. Help a neighbor, do some volunteer work. They're saying for some of you, there's some, okay, hopefully it's not just one of you, but there's a neighbor that had some surgery, or an elderly neighbor where you could help them by making some meals for them. But put your time into doing that, loving others and being compassionate for others, because that's going to raise your vibration. And that's also just going to get your mind, because really, Scorpios, you are at the point, it's just simply waiting for things to come in. That's all. You're kind of like when that aircraft comes in from a horrendous flight where there's been a ton of turbulence, and you're just now gliding in above the runway. You haven't touched down yet, but things are smooth. Things have smoothed out. You don't have bumpy turbulence. The plane is not dropping 80 feet and popping back up. You've smoothed out. You've hit clear, smooth air. You're just simply waiting to touch down now. You're simply waiting for your miracles to roll in. You're just simply waiting for the ending, the closure. You don't need to do anything. But while you're waiting to touch down, while you're waiting for the news to come in, focus on being of service to others. Because they're saying that's where you find happiness anyhow. And then these last two that are tied together, you have following your bliss. At the bottom it says, my soul sings with joy. And then you have happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. This card's also about following your bliss. Do what makes you happy. Life is magical. You are going from being in a state where things were uncertain, you didn't have the clarity, you didn't know what the heck was going on, there was a lot of confusion, a lot of worry and doubts and stress and fretting, but you're coming into a whole new day where things are magical. Look at you. You're on the back of a unicorn. You're coming in on the back of a unicorn. This is where your life changes. Scorpios, you've been working very hard at this they're saying for some of you, for a few years. This is where it changes. This is now, your life is going to be set on fire. All you need to do is start having some fun, loving life, enjoying life. They are saying for some of you just to have some fun. Go out and do some fun things. The things that you enjoy, go do that. Just enjoy. Be loving others, helping others, be compassionate for others, and have your hands open to receive the blessings that God is about to shower you with. So, yay! I can't wait to hear, Scorpios. You all are going to have to let me know. I'll be looking for your comments as to, oh my gosh, Nicole, guess what happened? So keep me posted. I wish you all a lot of love, joy, and blessings, which you've got that rolling in. Yeah.